He's also, Keir Starmer that is, he could be facing a revolt from his own MPs. This is over something entirely different. This is over plans to house asylum seekers in newly built council homes. These include local areas such as Brighton and Hackney, and several Labor MPs are now pressuring the Prime Minister not to go ahead with this plan, Esther.
Yeah, I mean, the government has denied that this new accommodation will be used to house asylum seekers. And we know that council housing is in very short supply in England. 1 in 5 people actually lives in a council home in the UK or in England. But the problem is Keir Starmer is like the king of U-turns. I mean, to date, he has, I think, about 15 U-turns that his government has done. So the problem is in the fact that he's denying that any of this accommodation will go to asylum seekers, is the fact that it's very plausible. And one underhanded way that the government is trying to get around housing asylum seekers is using HMOs, which is basically multiple occupancy homes, on people's streets. So not isolated in hotels or in army barracks. I mean, just the kind of run-of-the-mill house that you wouldn't suspect next to a school or a hospital is being used to house often what is like dozens of men that have just arrived into the country illegally via a small boat. And this is one of the things that we saw kick off the riots last summer with the Epping Bell
Mm.
Hotel, where a man who'd arrived by a boat earlier, I think 2 weeks earlier, had been charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl in that town. So I think the big problem for Keir Starmer is not what he's saying, it's the fact that he's lost all credibility, that his own MPs just don't believe him.
He absolutely has. Let's look at the polls. First, before we get to Keir Starmer, let's talk about Reform and how it's doing in the polls. A recent Ipsos political monitor found that Reform UK maintains an 8-point lead over Labor, but this is down from November last year. And Labor continue to lose their 2024 voters to a mix of parties. And on Keir Starmer, only 15% are satisfied with the way that Keir Starmer is doing his job as Prime Minister. Now, I think that comes as a shock to absolutely no one. I mean, the fact that there is 15% is the shocking part in this, Esther. What do you
Yeah,
make
it's
of what the
quite
polls are
worrying.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Conservative Party has been gaining ground as Kemi Badenoch has, had her profile risen, particularly over this Epstein scandal, which is quite the natural to and fro of government. But I think if you poll people again this week, it's probably going to swing back to Reform, especially after the high-profile defections that we've seen with Suella Braverman
Hmm.
and Robert Jenrick, who seem to be Conservatives that are more have more in common with Reform than with the Conservative Party. They tend to be more hardline Conservatives. As for the Labour Party, I think they can see that the writing is on the wall. The big test actually now is the May 7th local council elections, because the Labour Party is really expecting a complete bloodbath. And if anyone had to put their money on when Keir Starmer's premiership, it would probably be completely toast. It would be after the May 7th local council elections, particularly in Wales and Scotland, where the Labour Party is predicted to get completely thrashed.